I'm back. And I was actually on time today. And then everything goes funny. Right, we should be on time, as in sync now as well. I called Aaron in and was like, Aaron, please can you help? So he's done something to the resolution, so hopefully, guess who's back again. Yeah, hopefully it's going to be in sync now. He's done something to the resolution in hopes that that'll work. If not, I really don't know what else to try, because we have literally tried everything, so this was the last thing to change. And if so, then it's not me, it is Facebook. However, I do think it's a combination of me and Facebook, but hey ho. So we're back again now. Hopefully we'll stay there. Right, so there's so much to say, I've forgotten everything now. There's no mystery oysters. My delivery hasn't arrived, which does mean that there won't be mystery oysters for today or Sunday's live. We do have all the other oysters available and the surprise bag as well. We've still got our lucky dip. Obviously this has not been restocked because it's all only one of each cage pendant is in there, so it doesn't get restocked. So once it's gone, it's gone. So that, we've still got the lucky dip. There's a new section on the website and it's the back in stock section. So because I kept putting everything back in stock, and I thought, well, it's not always clear when something's back in stock. So I've put a back in stock section on the website, so when something comes back in, it'll go in that section for a week or so, just so if you wanted to, you could just sort of check in if you're waiting for something to come in, and then you'll see when it's there. So for example, the spiral earrings, they came in today. Whoop, whoop. So I managed to get them on the website. So yeah, the spiral earrings are in the back in stock section, and stuff like that. So there's a few other items on there as well. Oh gosh, Christy, well, make sure you have regular breaks. Maybe do some jumping jacks. No, but have some breaks or something. So yeah, we've got lots going on. Excuse me. I need to apologise if there has been any delays this week. So as you know, I was poorly last week and I didn't see Kia, so it's not from me, but Kia actually has felt poorly with COVID this week, so she hasn't been in at all. She found out Monday morning before she even got here. So I've been on my own, which is absolutely fine, but seeing as I sort of said to everybody, everything will be done by a certain time, I have been slightly later with things this week, just because of that, but everything has been done. The postal runs have been done, all emails are caught up on. I've managed to get some stock on the website, lots of bits and bobs, so everything's been done. It just took me a day or so longer than what I said, so I do apologise about that. Kia is doing fine, she is doing well. It's just obviously she can't come into the office. So yeah, it's been one of those crazy. April's been a crazy month for Pals of Brecon. Crazy month. So yeah, hopefully back to normal. Oh, and on the pinned post on the page, so as you all know, we normally do our events, so that we make event posts so you can see when we're going live. Also, all of our dates are on the pinned post on the page, and I've done those dates up until the 3rd of June, I believe. So you can see what dates were live all the way through May, and then they'll be in the events over the next week or so. Okay, so I have posted an order list on the page. So if you have ordered, hopefully you've found yourself on that order list. If you would like to order, there is still space available for today, but I will be adding you on to the end of that order list. Supporters, it's live for supporters now, Carol, my lovely. So on the post with the hoot bit, there's the link there where you can buy it if you would like to. So the post that was posted earlier to supporters. I hope that makes sense. So Shall we get started for today? Up first is Jutta Lehrman. Jutta, are you here? Jutta, hello my lovely. I'm sorry about the confusion at the start there, but we're here now. So Jutta, let me just have a little look. You have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 openings and a lucky dip. So we'll do the lucky dip at the end. So we'll do your 8 openings first. So Jutta, what 8 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Lucky dip is for a mystery person. Oh. Have you emailed about that? I don't know that information. Or are you going to tell me when we get to do that lucky dip? Good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to everybody joining. I'm just opening up my emails just so they just take a moment to load, just in case you have emailed me about it. Hello. Right, let's have a little look. I think so. I think so, Karen. Touch wood is, yeah. You messaged me on my private messenger. Oh. I don't normally use my messenger at all. Like even for friends and family, I do. I don't normally use it. So let me just have a look. Yeah, okay, I can see you. Yeah, that's why. It's because I have all notifications for that turned off because I get enough notifications through Facebook, so I just don't have Messenger on because I just miss it all the time. Oh. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay, that's not a problem. So what we'll do, Jutta, is we'll do your, oh, I've forgotten how many. We'll do your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 openings first, and then we have a mystery person. Three surprise, 3 expand, 2 Nunu, and donate. Okay, so 1, 2. Now I did top up this surprise bag, 3, just because the mysteries aren't in. How many Nunu was it? 2 Nunu. because the mysteries aren't in, I topped up the surprise bag again. So then it's definitely got that option as well. 1, 2 and 3. So Jitta, is there certain colours that you're hoping for? Let me get these open for you. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel really weird on this camera today. The positioning of it is a little bit strange. I might have to change it. And 8. So let's go down. Oyster number 1. All colours are welcome. Oh, Jodie, I completely understand. So just a first oyster, there's one side and the other side, and in here you are quadding. This must be one of your surprise oysters, because your first oyster and you're quadding, my lovely. There's no more in that one. So first oyster, you have got your 4 pearls in the one oyster there. Now I'm just going to dry these up for you and we'll pop them in the sand. So you have an apple grink. Oh, apple green, black. It's because I was thinking the next colour was black cherry, so I went from green to grink. Apple green, black cherry, candy floss pink and lemon yellow. So quadding colours to start with there. Apple green, black cherry, candy floss pink and lemon yellow. And then moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side, and in here you have a candy floss. Actually no, sorry, he's a blush pink. I was going to say he's a candy floss pink, but no, he is a blush pink there, so he is a lighter blush pink. And if I pop him in the sand for you. Then moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here we have a lemon yellow. And there's no more in that one. So a second lemon yellow. Now this one actually looks like he's slightly lighter than the yellow you got with the quadding oyster. So I've actually popped it, it's almost underneath, so you can sort of see that the quadding one is slightly darker, but 2 beautiful yellows there. Moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a darker pearl, and there's no more in that one. And this one here, he is a dark purple. Now he is slightly two-tonal. He's purple and silver, so you can see he's dark purple, but he's got these silver flashes as you go around the pearl there. So two-tonal purple and silver. And then we've still got 4 oysters to go. And excuse me a moment, I just need to clear my throat. I'm so sorry. Okay, so moving on to your next oyster. there's one side and the other side. And in here you have another darker pearl there, and there's no more in that one. So in here you have now he again looks two-tonal chocolate with a olive green tone to him. So you've got the two-tonal purple and silver, and then this one here is base chocolate, but you can see those olive tones coming through. That's olive green. Yep, Elaine, that's not a problem. It will be added on to tonight for you. That's absolutely fine. So in here, there's one side and the other side. And you are twinning. You have 1 and 2, and Jutta, you are twinning with bright coral twins there. Now I'm just going to clean these up for you as well and pop them in the sand. I am just going to change the kitchen towel over there. So gorgeous brighter coral twins. Now with these coral twins, they do actually look like they're the same size and the same colour, but we will measure them at the end. Oh, actually on the camera, oh, run away. On the camera they look, one looks slightly darker than the other, doesn't he? But actually to me here, they do look like they're the same. So we have that there. And then you've got your 2 oysters to go. So moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side, and in here you have a darker chocolate pearl. There's no more in that one. And let's pop your chocolate in here. And then moving on to your last pearl, last oyster for your last pearl, and then we'll go through all of the colours again for you, just okay. So your last oyster, there's one side and the other side, and in here you are twinning. And you're twinning with lighter icy blue twins there. Now these do definitely look visually different sizes and shades of blue. So the smaller one is the brighter of the two, and then the lighter one is visually slightly larger, and we will measure them at the end. Now if I hold them all up for you, and I am going to go through them all again. And then Jutta, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. So I'm going to need to know which ones you'd like where. If you're not happy, we can swap them for you. And if you would like to take a screenshot to email me your choices over, that's absolutely fine as well. I'm just trying to get it focused for you. Okay, so here are your twins. You've got the brighter coral twins, and then you've got those icy blue twins as well. Darker of the two is slightly visually smaller, and then the lighter of the blue twins is visually larger. Moving over onto this side, if you'd like to take a screenshot here, you've got your quadding oyster at the top with your apple green, black cherry, brighter candy floss pink, and the lemon yellow. Then you've got your 5 single pearls. So you've got a chocolate olive green, a two-tonal purple and silver, lemon yellow, blush pink, and a chocolate. If I just come out, you might be able to get the screenshot of all of them together. There we go. If you know now, that's absolutely fine. Or like I said, if you prefer to email me, that's not a problem, Jutta, as well. Now, if I run them through the board, your quadding oyster apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The black cherry's not a 5, he's a runaway. Not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the brighter pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And your lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6, he is a 6.5. Single pearls, olive green and chocolates, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. The purple and silver's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And your blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your darker chocolate's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And then with your twins, coral number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Coral number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, sorry, it's not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And then the blue's visually larger of the two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the visually smaller of the two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So they are measuring at different sizes there. You're going to mail me, that's perfect. So when you do email me, just pop me the order number over, so the 5-digit order number that you'll find on the confirmation emails. If you include that in your email, Jitter, and then I can allocate your email to the correct order, if that's okay. Regarding your mystery person, would you like me to add that onto the end of the order list today? Oh, Julie, bless you. I can see that comment there. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'll add your mystery person. Onto the end of the order list, and that way I'll call them then. Perfect. So, Jitter, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, and that's safe up there for you. Perfect. And up next then today is Victoria Robertson. Victoria, are you here? Wow, thank you, Star. That's amazing. Jitter, you're very, very welcome. Victoria, hello. Can you please have Surprise Oyster and donate the shells? Of course you can. So Surprise Oyster is this one here. Is there a certain colour that you're hoping for, Victoria? So let's get this open. The donated shells I'll show you. So my mum works in a nursery, and the donated shells go to that. So I clean them up and I sterilise them, and they go to that nursery where they then use the shells in different activities. So those photos there are just a couple of images of what they can use with them. So if we go down, Victoria, I've opened up your Surprise Oyster here. Like I say, is there certain colours that you're hoping for? So if we get him open, there's one side. You do like the dove greys or silvers, okay. And the other side. Now, it's not dove grey or silver, but you are twinning. And you're twinning with 2 different shades of yellow twins here, Victoria. There's no more in that one. Now, I'm just going to pop them, dry them up and pop them in the sun. Now, they're definitely different shades, and I think they're actually different sizes as well. I'll confirm that in just a moment. So you've got a lighter, possibly, oh, I've buried them now. So a lighter, possibly larger pearl, and then a brighter, slightly visually smaller pearl as well. So you can see here your yellow twins. What do you think to these, my lovely? If you're happy with these, that's perfect. And if you have a preference of which one you'd like on the jewellery, please let me know. And if you're not happy, we can swap them for you. If I run them through the board, the brighter of the two yellows is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the lighter of the two yellows is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8 as well. Okay, so it's just the colours that are making them look different there. What do you think to those though? Like I say, if you're not happy, we can swap them for you. Of course you can. So swap the lighter of the two for the dove grey and have the other one on a jump ring. That's not a problem. And just to confirm, is it the dove grey that you would like to go onto the jewellery? Is that dove grey okay for you there? No, so the Pandora style is the hoop fitting, which is the slide-on fitting, which can fit onto the Pandora bracelet. The jump ring is the small, thinner, circular hoop, if you like, but it's only 5mm, so that won't be able to fit onto the Pandora, if that makes sense. So if it is the Pandora fitting you're looking for, that would be the hoop fitting. Dove grey on the jewellery, perfect. And just confirm with the other pearl, is it a jump ring or a hoop fitting? So jump ring is a 5mm ring, a hoop fitting is a Pandora slide-on fitting. Can you have the hoop fitting? That's absolutely fine. Just to confirm, and it's better to ask, because obviously if it turned up and it wasn't what you was hoping for, yeah, I don't want that, you don't want that. So yeah, it's always better to ask. So, invoice for the yellow on hoop fitting. Now that invoice for the hoop fitting will get sent across tomorrow for you, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Okay, I'm just popping these in here for you. And that's on there. Oh, bless you, Victoria. Yeah, no, it's not a problem. Ask away. Anyone, ask any questions. And if I can answer, I will. I don't always get to see questions either, but if I can answer, I will. Victoria, my lovely, thank you ever so much for the donations of your shells. That's safe up there for you, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. Sorry, I've got itchy nose. Oh, oh, bless you. No, you're very welcome. Question, the jump ring. What's that? Sorry, my let me just explain. My children have just got back from a school disco, so they've both just come up to the window to give me sort of a blow kiss and a cuddle. So I just did it back to them. So Aaron's just went and picked them up. So that's what that was. I do apologise. And then my son apparently has got a snowflake stamp in the middle of his forehead. So that's going to be interesting to get off. But so that's what that was. Bless them. Right. Question. I missed the question. Let me have a quick look for you. The jump ring. Will the jump ring allow to add them to the anklet? Yes and no, Tash. Yes, it can. but I would only say to do it once. So if you're putting it on, put it on and leave it, because the more obviously you manipulate any kind of metal, the weaker it's going to get. So you can definitely that's why we have that option there, put them on, but I would then say only sort of put it on once, don't then take it off and put it on, if that makes sense. Right, up next then today is Ross Watnell. Ross, are you here? Ross, hello. Now you have a lucky dip. So we're going to just dive in. I'm going to give them a quick mix, but we're going to dive in. Oh, thank you, Sam, for the stars there. So I'm just going to pull one out for you. Oh, no, so I'm going to pull two out for you. And then you're going to get to pick which one of these you would like to keep. And then the other one, I think that's one there. Then the other one will go back into the bag. So if we have a look here. Now you've got two animal style cage pendants here. Let me pop them on here for you. Oh, I normally leave you up while doing this, because otherwise you're just watching you're either watching my hands try to thread a chain through, or you're watching me look down. What would be better? Tell me and then you can watch it. Oh. Depending on which one, Tan, yes. And if you sent it back to me, I would be able to make it smaller as well, if that helps. So, but if do you know which one it was? Possibly, or if you send me an email over, I might be able to give you a it's not a remedy, but a solution to do it at home. So if you pop me over an email, and I can hopefully help you there. Right, so Ross, your first cage pendant is, if we get this focused, this is the pod cage pendants. This cage pendant can hold one pearl, and the pearl sits in the dolphin's head here. Now this is the pod pendant, because you can see overall you've got this larger dolphin, but then on the inside you've got one and two smaller dolphins, so you can see that they make up the body of the larger dolphin. So it's the pod necklace, a pod cage pendant, because the dolphins travel in pods. I hope that makes sense. So I hope you're happy with that one. So that's choice number one. And choice number two, again, like I said, is another animal cage pendant, and it can hold one pearl as well. And this is the Pegasus cage pendant. Sorry, I just had to work out the name then. This is the Pegasus cage pendant. So your pearl again sits centrally in this one, and the colour of the pearl will shine through in between the wings and through the body and the wing gaps as well. Now this one you could wear on the reverse side, which is then more of an oval with the flower design, and then you could see your pearl through the flower design. So that one you could wear either way round, but the main design is this way with the Pegasus. So you've got the pod cage pendant and the Pegasus cage pendant. Which one would you like to keep, Ross? Like to keep the dolphin one. Perfect, that is yours. And let me just bring you back up here. Okay, so I'm just going to pop the other one back in the bag. Now you get to have one oyster opening with this. Now we don't do pearl colour swaps with this bag, so depending on what type of oyster you choose would be what sort of colour you're aiming for, fingers crossed. So the options of bags are, we have the surprise bag. Now in here is a mix of everything that we've got available at the moment, which is light rainbow colours, dark rainbow colours, natural colours, and 4 pearl oysters are all mixed in there. We then have the expand the rainbow bag, which are lighter rainbow colours, the new rainbow bag, which are darker rainbow colours. We've got the naturals bag, which is just natural colours. So depending on what sort of colour you're hoping for, I'd sort of suggest what sort of bag to go for. So surprise bag, which is a mix of everything. Dark rainbow, light rainbow, or natural. What bag would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Darker, that's perfect. So that's this one here. Is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So I'm just going to get this open. And let's go down. Keep the shells, perfect. Okay, so there's one side and the other side, and in here we definitely have a darker pearl there, and there's no more in that one. Now I'm just going to clean the shells up for you, and then we're going to have a closer look at that pearl, okay? No, the body part props are still here. They're actually behind the board, so you can see the board that the oysters are sitting in front of. The body parts are behind that. The mannequin parts, I should say, for those of you who don't know, are behind the board. Now, Ross, you have got a dark silvery purple here. So I don't know if you can see, I'm just going to try and catch it. So it's like a base silver, but he does have a purple overtone. I hope you're happy with this one. If you get any pearls in the future, if you have any at home, you're going to be able to swap them around in that cage pendant as well. So with the cage pendants, you just need to take the chain off them. The cage will open up, you can change the pearl around, and as long as you, so the cage pendant's got 3 prongs, as long as the central prong goes in between the other 2 and the chain goes through, then the cage pendant can't open up while you're wearing it. I hope that makes sense. No, you're very, very welcome. So I'm just wrapping up the shells for you. And then if I pop this on here, I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Just grab some staples. Okay, so that's safe on there, and then that's all up there for you. Perfect. Sophie. Oh, I'm gonna have to just go and cough for a second. I do apologise. I'm so sorry. I still haven't got rid of my cough properly. So yeah, it's just sorry. I came across this site by accident and I'm now hooked. Oh, bless you. Well, thank you for joining us. And yeah, thank you for watching. Right, so up next in today is Natasha Williamson. Natasha, are you here? Oh, Oh gosh. Oh, Tash, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Now, first of all, I have a little message to read out for you, Tash. Did it really, Amy? Oh, I'm not looking forward to that. It's annoying though, isn't it? It's just, yeah. Right, so Tash, let me read this message out for you. I'm going to read it as it's written. Dear Tash, just a little gift to say thank you. You're being a fantastic mother to our 4 children and for never giving up on the days your disability leaves you bedbound. You always find the positive in everything. I'm lucky to have you. I hope you love this. Love, Ashley. So I'm going to read that one more time. Dear Tash, just a little gift to say thank you. You're being a fantastic mother to our 4 children and for never giving up even on the days your disability leaves you bedbound. You always find the positive in everything. I'm lucky to have you. I hope you love this. Love, Ashley. Okay, which is a lovely message in itself there, Tash. So once this is sent, that message is also on the order form, so you can get to read that as well. So you have got a lucky dip, my lovely. So I'm just going to give them a mix around and then we'll pull out your lucky dips for you to pick between. So good luck. I'm just going to pull 2 out for you. Cage, oh, I think I've got a few here. There we go, cage number 1. And then cage number 2 is this one. Okay, so. Oh, everyone's loving the emotionalness. Did we decide what we wanted to do regarding... I'll just leave the camera up. Okay, so I'm just popping these on here. Now these 2, for me, would be a hard choice because, yeah, I love them both. But let me go through them for you, Tash. So if we go down, your choice number 1 is the water drop cage pendant. So overall, it is this water drop shape. And it's got a lot of exposure to the pearl in the centre, so you can see the pearl through either of these segments here. This bottom segment has got some filigree design to him, and then this top segment is encrusted with zircon crystals. Actually, I think this one's the water drop pendant. If I'm wrong, I do apologise, but I believe it is. That's the one on the website. So that's your choice number 1. This cage pendant can hold 1 pearl. Cage pendant number 2 can also hold 1 pearl, and this is one of the new items on the website, and I think this one is called the True Love. Again, if I've got that wrong, please correct me. But this one, you can see it's got like a double heart effect there. One of the hearts is encrusted with zircon crystals, the other one is the silver, and then you've got the rose gold coloured rose in the centre. Now your pearl sits in the centre of the hearts, and you'll actually be able to see the colour next to the flower at the top there. Can you have the first one as you've ordered this one for tonight? Of course you can. Oh, bless you. Well, I hope you like the first one, because the first one, it's a water drop and it is absolutely lovely, which means that heart is going to be going back in the bag. And then with your water drop one then, Tash, what type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Surprise and donate the shells. Perfect. Is that... Oh, this happens. Okay, so would you like the one I picked out or the one that jumped out? Dun, dun, dun. They look roughly the same size, although as we've seen in the past, the size of the oyster doesn't matter to what's inside. So the one that I pulled out or the one that jumped out? What do you think? Picked out, which is that one. And is there a certain colour that you're hoping for, Tash? So let's go down. Your surprise oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here, ooh, we've got quite a nice darker pearl there. And there's no more in that one. Now, if I have a closer look. Now, he is a purple and midnight blue. So let me just see if I can hold it where we're going to show off both of the sides, or both of the colours I should say, because it's not even a side and side. So you've got a purple and midnight blue two-tonal pearl here. Actually, for a water drop, that is kind of perfect with the colouring. Let me just see if I can show you. So that one's more purpley blue. Then as we go round into brighter purple. I'll hold it like this, possibly we'll be able to see. So can you see the purple and the blues two-tonal there? He's lovely. Let me run him through the board for you, Tash. So he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He is a 7. I hope you're happy with that one. Love that. And no, you're very, very welcome. Let me bring you back up here. So pop him on here. So Tash, my lovely, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. That's safe up there for you, and thank you again for the donations with your shells. And up next today is Emma Favell. Emma, are you here? See you again in a minute. Wait, are you on again for today? Oh, bless you. Are you okay? We'll do Emma, and then are you okay to do your one, Tash? I didn't realise to pop them together. Are you okay again in a second? And Emma, hello. Happy with anything except spiders, as though your biggest fear. I'm with you with the spiders. Oh, bless you, Tash. Thank you. And again, I'm sorry, I didn't realise. So Emma, you have your lucky dip. So hoping for anything but spiders. I think there's the spider one in here, and possibly the spider web. Is that the cage pendant? So I think you'd probably want to avoid those two. So let's close my eyes and dive in for you, Emma. I really hope we don't get those. Okay, so that's your... Oh, no, I've got a couple in my hand, I think. Okay, so that's number 1. I dropped. Is that 1? All right, that is 1. Oh, 2 larger cage pendants here. Okay. Now we saw this one the other day, but this is one that did get popped back in again. And then this, your cage number 2, hasn't been pulled out yet. Okay, so if we go down, your cage pendant number 1 is the horn cage pendant. So let me just get this focused. Now again, this can be multiple things. It could be a horn if you look at it this way. It could be a hat. It could be a pixie boot. Your pearl sits about halfway up this section here, and it sits around there. Okay, so it's quite a nice longer dropped cage pendant there. So that's chore number 1. Oh my gosh, cage pendant number 1. And then cage pendant number 2. Now this one holds multiple pearls. This is Love's Contents cage pendant. So this one holds pearls all the way around the tube of the heart. I think it's up to 8 pearls from memory, possibly 9. Again, that's depending on the size of the pearl. If you've got all 8.5 pearls in there, you'd fit fewer in to if you had 7 in there, if that makes sense. So that's the Love's Contents cage pendant. So you've got the horn or the heart. Which one would you like, Emma? Now, both of them come with 1 oyster opening, but one can hold multiple pearls, one can hold 1 pearl. Is it 8 pearls? Thank you, Anne-Marie. Can you have the heart? Of course you can. Love's Contents cage pendant is yours. Let me just pop the horn back in again. I might change the name to the pixie boot, because it reminds me more of a pixie boot now than a horn. But the heart is yours. So that, Emma, comes with 1 oyster opening. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Can you have surprise oyster and donate the shells? You can indeed. Is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? So your surprise oyster. And let's go down. Okay. Oh, have you, Emma? Oh, I love that. Well, you've got it now. Love that. Oh, there's one side. And the other side. And Emma, in here, you're starting off the heart collection lovely, because you are quadding. Oh, I love that. You are quadding, my lovely, and there's no more in that one. So all of these pearls are going to be able to fit into that cage pendant. Then, of course, as you know, you can swap and change them around. You don't need to fill the heart cage pendant up, though, because then the pearls, depending on the size of the pearl, they then can move around the heart. So it's completely up to you what you do and if you'd like to fill it or not. Now, let me hold these up. You've got a grape purple, lemon yellow, bright coral, and a brighter pink. I'm just going to bring this lighting slightly closer because it just doesn't seem to... No, apparently my lighting... Does that look dark to you guys, or is that just me that it looks dark for? Grape purple, lemon yellow, coral, and candy pink. If I run them through the board, the grape purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Lemon yellow's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And candy pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5 as well. Love them all. Perfect. I'm glad you're happy with those, Emma. Let me just pop them in here for you. Thank you as well for the donations with your shells. That's safe on there. And then that's up there for you. So I hope you'll be happy with everything, Emma, once it arrives. And up next today is Tash Williamson. Hello, my lovely. No, Emma, you're very, very welcome. Tash, hello. Okay, so Tash, here you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 openings altogether. So what 7 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? To expand the rainbow, 2 mystery, 2 surprise, and can you pick one of any? And can you pick one any? Absolutely, and donate all of them. Okay, so to expand, 2 Nunu, 2 surprise. And then I'm just going to dive in over there. And I've got you another one. Okay, so donating the shells. Tash, is there certain colours that you're hoping for? I'm just going to get these open for you. Seeing as where I just dove, it's either a Nunu or an Expand the Rainbow that I just picked. If I had to guess, I'd say it was a Nunu. But they're very close, so it's either one of the two. You're going to wait to see what colours come out before telling me. I see. Okay, so let's go down. Your oyster number 1. There's one side, oh, and the other side. And your first one is a purple. Now, what did Aaron call it? A lavender. Was that what it was? Oh, please, somebody, was anybody here that night? So this is darker than the lilac purples, but it's lighter than the bright purples, and I think Aaron came in and named it and called it a lavender. I think that was named. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, hopefully. So there's your first pearl out. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in oyster number 2, I can see straight away a pink pearl there. And you're twinning. Oh yes, the marvellous lavender. Oh, it was the lavender. Okay, so lavender are now twinning with Candy Floss Pink twins. Now they do look like they're very slightly just different shades, but only just different shades there. So pinks and purples to start with. Moving on to oyster number 2. Number 3. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and you have a Runaway TARDIS blue. And there's no more in that one. And then moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning. And you're twinning with Mavender. Again, these are just a touch too dark to be the lilac purples. So they're still a gorgeous lighter shade, don't get me wrong. It's just they're not our lilacs, they are Aaron's Mavenders. Now visually these twins look like they're slightly different sizes there, but they do look like they're the same colour. Okay, so you can see those there. Beautiful. So 2 single pearls, 2 sets of twins so far. Moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a icy blue and you're twinning for a 3rd time. Tash, it is your lucky day, twinning for a 3rd time, my lovely. I'm just going to have to change that kitchen towel over. It's because I've got the different one. I'm going to buy the heart one again next, I think. Have to use up what I've got here first, so of course. So twinning icy blue twins there. And don't these colours all beautifully go together as well? And then you've still got 2 oysters to go. So moving on to your next, or should I say your last 2 oysters. So in here, there's one side and the other side. And you're twinning again for a 4th time. That oyster has sort of just fallen apart there. There's no more in that one. And you've got pink twins again here. Now these are definitely larger than the first set of pink twins that you have. And they do look like they're slightly brighter as well. So larger pink twins at the bottom there. Let me just get that focused for you. Oh, what just ran? The Mavender ran. There we go. And then you've still got your last oyster. Now the last oyster is the one that I picked out. So we'll see what colour this one is. Is it going to go with your themes of pinks, purples and blues? And in here you have a darker pearl, which makes me think it would have been the new rainbow bag. And he's a dark purple. So he does go with the theme that's happened here. He's just a darker shade. Okay. What do you think to all of these, Tash? Now, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. Now I just need to know which ones you'd like where. Of course, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. And if you'd like some time to think about it, that's absolutely fine. You can take a screenshot and then you can let me know through email. So, twins wise, you've got lighter candy floss pink twins at the top, Mavender twins, icy blue twins, and larger pink twins at the bottom. Then you've got a dark purple. The camera's really dark for me. I'm just gonna see what's going on with it. Then you've got a single dark purple, single Mavender, and a TARDIS blue as well. Can we swap out the 3 Lavenders, TARDIS blue and both Candy Floss, 1 blue and the purple for, hang on then, so swap out 3 Lavenders, the TARDIS blue, both Candy Pinks, 1 icy blue and a purple. So, oh, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pearls there. I'm just going to pop them to the side and I can always bring them back if need be. So you'd like 2 lime greens. Oh, I get to use my colour spinny thing. 2 limey greens. Let's put them on this side. A bright baby blue. Oh, a grass green. I don't think I've got any grass greens, my lovely. If I did, they would have been in there. So I don't have any grass greens. And I could put you on a waiting list for a grass green, but it might be quite a wait for that, just because it doesn't often come out, let alone go in the swaps, if that makes sense. A bright baby blue. Slightly darker. I don't think so, not with these. I mean, the next shade up would be the sea green. Or is that too much of a jump? Black cherry. I've got you a brighter black cherry, and then I've just seen you prefer a bright red. So what I'm going to do is I've got you a brighter red, and I'm going to get you a slightly darker black cherry, just so then you can definitely see the difference between the two, because it's, yeah, there you go. Just see if I can get a lighter sea green. Okay, so the 3 at the bottom are your original 3, and then the top row we've got the sea green, 2 brighter greens, bright baby blue, then a black cherry and a brighter red. And then if you're happy with those, sea green is perfect. If you're happy with all those colours, you've still got another 2 colours to add in, or I can bring back 2 of your original pearls, because you did ask to swap out 8. So if you'd like me to bring back the original pearls for you to have a look, that's absolutely fine. Or if there's different colours you'd like to request, that's fine as well. And a darker green, yep. Lindsay, bless you. Thank you ever so much for the stars there. So a darker green, and then one more, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and you get to add in one more as well, if you're happy with that green there. Oh, what's going on with this light? It's like it's lighter back here, and then I come forward. Oh, that might be a bit too bright. And another dark green. Oh, of course you can. And then which colours would you like where, my lovely? So I'm just making it so it's easier for you guys to see all the colours. Thank you, Aaron. Did you feed the dogs? Mm-hmm. Thank you, Dad. Thank you for the tea. Did I measure them? I don't think I did I? Pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5, so they're the same size there. And your original blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Okay, I'm just going to bring you back while I write this down. So we're going to have the lighter green, bright baby blue, can you have black cherry? And for the I don't have an anklet on here, my lovely. And one large pink and send over the invoice for jump rings on the anklet ones. So am I allowed to say what's on the order form, or would you prefer me to email you about it and then you can tell me what you'd like on there, if that makes sense? Okay, I haven't got that on this order form, my lovely. I'm just going to write down what you requested. So the black, cherry, icy blue, bright red, and one pink, and then that's fine. It's fine to read out what's on here. Right, I've just made a note here because I think we've got a slight it's that the heart anklet isn't on the order, and you've got 2 of the item that you have ordered basically. So what I'm going to do, Tash, is I've just made a, it's fine to read it out. Okay, so you've got on the order form here, you've got 2 of the earrings, 2 mystery oysters, and the cage pendant on this order. So this is just this order number, okay? So 2 earrings, 2 mystery oysters, and a cage pendant. Now, to have the anklet, that's absolutely fine, and I'm guessing you only meant to have 1 of the earrings. Oh, bless you, Tash. What we'll do, because I've just made a note here, is to not make anything and to email you. And if you've ordered a double here by mistake, I can refund that money over. Or if you did want the heart anklet, we can sort it out, and I can get it sorted for you. So I've made the note here, and you'll get an email from me tomorrow. No, it's not a problem. 1 earrings, yeah, I thought that would be the case. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to email you tomorrow just to confirm everything, and then let me just write down it's the heart anklet, and then just email back just to confirm if I've understood it with all the new everything, then that's fine. Okay, so I can get that refunded, and then we can get it sorted that way, my lovely. Okay, so it's not a problem at all. In fact, let me just have a quick, yeah, okay, so that's fine. So I'll email you tomorrow, and then we'll get that changed over for you, okay? But we've got all the colours there ready, and I won't send the invoice over as well, just until you've confirmed that obviously everything's correct, and then that's fine. No, I completely understand. I late night shop sometimes, and it's a bad idea for me. I'm one of those people that apparently thinks that she reads the sizes, and then when something arrives, it's either like I ordered the kids, they have like drinks, and I thought I was ordering like a normal sized carton of apple juice, and it turned out to be the itty bitty little tiny ones. And then my kids looked at them like, that's not even a mouthful. What are you doing? so I'm one of those that, yeah, is terrible at online shopping. However, I'll pop you over an email and it'll be absolutely fine. So Tash, thank you ever so much for the donations with your shells there. And that's safe up there for you. Okay. Up next we do have our mystery person, so hopefully this mystery person is here. So I'm going to be looking for Emily Haldenby. I'm sorry, Emily, I'm not sure which way to pronounce your name there, so I do apologise. But Emily, are you here? Haldenby or Haldenby? Or if it's something completely different, again, I apologise. Correct the second time. Haldenby. I forgot which one I said the second time now. Sorry. But Emily, hello. Hello. Now I actually have a message for you here. So I'm going to read it. Okay, and again I'm going to read it as it's written. Okay. So it says, Dear Emily, I got you this gift as a thank you. Thank you for being such a beautiful and supportive friend. for understanding when I cancel because of my bad days due to my disabilities. You're a wonderful person and an even more amazing mother to a beautiful little man. I'm honoured you are my friend. I hope you love your gift. You deserve it. Love, Tash. So I'll read that one more time. Dear Emily, I got this gift as a thank you. Thank you for being such a beautiful and supportive friend, for understanding when I cancel because of my bad days due to my disability. You're a wonderful person and an even more amazing mother to a beautiful little man. I'm honoured you are my friend. I hope you love your gift. You deserve it. Love, Tash. Now, Tash has also requested that I show you the item that she has got you. So if we go down, the item that she has got you is the Dreamcatcher Heart Pendant. So if I just get this focused for you here. There we go. So you can see that it's a heart overall. And then you've got the feather that hangs down at the bottom there. And then it does have the Dreamcatcher centre. Now your pearl does get fitted at the top and it can sort of move around there as well. So I hope you're happy with that there, Emily. And that pendant does come with one oyster opening. So let me just bring you back up again. So with that, what type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? A surprise and donate, of course you can. Okay, so if I get this open for you, would there be a certain colour that you're hoping for here? Let's go down. So this is your surprise oyster. There's one side and the other side, and in here you have a pink pearl there. So he is a candy floss pink pearl, and there's no more in that one. Now I'm just going to dry him up for you. What do you think to this one? Now Emily, if you're not happy with this one, we can swap him. Okay, and if you are happy, that's perfect, and then I can pop that onto that dream catcher for you. So it's completely up to you and what you would like to do. If I run him through the board, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he is a 6.5. So it's completely up to you, my lovely. The pink is perfect. Perfect. Let me bring you back up here then. Emily, I hope you're happy with that. Let me pop this on here for you. Emily, I want to say thank you as well for the donations with your shells. And I do hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And I've just popped that up there for you as well. Perfect. And up next then today is Samantha Bodell. Samantha, are you here? Samantha, hello. Now you've got 2 lucky dips here. Now are you happy for me to pull 4 out and you pick which 2 cage pendants you would like? Or would you prefer to do 2, pick 1, and then another 2 and pick 1? It's completely up to you. I'm just thinking, because it's on the same order form, if I picked 4 out, you don't then have the risk of, on the second go, picking out the set, like the one you put back before, possibly. But it's up to you. It's completely up to you. Happy to do the first option. Okay, so I'm just going to give them a quick mix. Then I'm going to pull 4 out. Although I can only show 2 at a time because I've got the 2 chains here. But then you get to keep which 2 you would like out of 4. So that's 1 and 2. That's 1, 3. Oh, I felt some drop then. And 4. Let's pop. Oh no, hang on, one just fell on the floor. There we go. Okay, so let's have a little look here. Oh, we've got quite a different selection. Oh no, these... Okay, so you've got 3 which sort of tie in. They're not the same, but they tie in with each other. And that's on there. Yes, we will be doing a new order list soon, Jasmine. So I've just printed off some orders. So once I get to the end of this order list, which is just in a couple of people's time, I'll do a new order list as well. Okay. Just go off like the clappers. It does sound like that, yes, but no, I'll do a new order list as soon as I get to the end of this one. Okay. Now, let's go. I'm going to show you all 4, and then you can choose which 2 you would like. Okay, so the first one, this is the Mother Cage Pendant. So it's a quite a nice bold heart. Now it is going to be backwards for you, but it does have this inscription here which says Mother. Now, like I say, it does look backwards on the camera, but that is just because you're seeing a mirror image there. Okay. Now, it's the overall heart, and then you've got that heart in the centre. Now, that heart in the centre is where you're going to see your pearl. So the pearl's going to fill it up beautifully. Again, this one holds 1 pearl, and it's the same on both sides. So you've got the inscription of Mother on both sides there. Okay, so that's your first cage pendant. You then have the elephant. Now, it's either the elephant or baby Ella. Again, I get slightly confused between the 2. But you can see that this is an elephant. Now, this can either hold 1 pearl or 2 smaller pearls. So if they're like 6.5s, it can hold them. Or overall, I would say more so 1 pearl. So you can see it's his trunks at the top, his ears, his legs. It's like an abstract elephant there. And he is, again, the same on both sides. So it just depends on which way you'd like Mr. Elephant to face. Okay. You then have the protection cage pendant. So this is where it all sort of ties in, because this one is an overall love heart, which is encrusted with crystals around the outside. And this is the protection cage pendant. So if we get it focused, you've got these golden coloured elephants in the centre there. Now you've got the mother and the baby elephant there. And again, this one holds 1 pearl, and you can sort of see the circle behind, and that's where your pearl is sitting in. So that pearl will be coming through the elephants, so you can sort of see the pearl colour through the elephants where their trunks are there. So that's where the 3 tie in with each other, which is quite cool. And then you have the Ghost Cage Pendant. So this is the one which looks like the mask. Now again, this can hold 1 pearl. And it is the ghost, so it is the, so you can see the pearl through the eyes and the mouth of the face there. Okay, so 4 different pendants here, and you get to pick 2 of them, Samantha. So let me just go through, just holding them up. You have the Mother Cage Pendant. Is it going to work doing it this way, do we think? Yep, so that's the Mother Cage Pendant. The Elephant. The Protection. And the Mask. Oh, let me just put the prongs back in. There we go. And the Mask. Which 2 of these would you like? And if you'd like me to hold any up again or show any again, do let me know. I don't think you can see 4 of them there like that. But oh, can you have the elephant and the elephant heart? Of course you can. So the Mother and the Ghost one are going to be going back in the bag. Let's pop those back in there. So these 2 are yours. Perfect. And you have 2 oyster openings with those then. So what 2 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Surprise bag for both and donate the shells for both. Perfect. No, you're very welcome, Samantha. Is there certain colours that you're hoping for? So, oh, it happened again. Would you like the one that I picked out or the one that jumped out? So the one that I picked out is this one. The one that jumped out is this one. The one who tried to escape, that's that one. So let me just put him back. So, donating the shells, are there certain colours you're hoping for? And let's go down. So we're going to do the escapee first, and that's this one here. Not sure on the colours. Okay, so we'll see what comes out. So this is Mr. Escapee. There's one side. And the other side. And you are twinning. Twinning with darker pearls there. And there's no more in that swamp. Okay, and you're twinning with, they're gorgeous darker silver twins there. Ooh. Okay, and then moving on to oyster number 2. So again, this is from your surprise bag. There's one side and the other side. And in here, Samantha, you are twinning for a second time. And there's no more in that one. And you're twinning with, these are 2 tonal brighter pinks here. So if I just hold these up so you can see. So these are, if I go around the pearls, lighter and brighter colours as you go around, so it's just slightly 2 tonal there, but they do have those markings to them. What do you think to these? Oh, it's just a piece of shell there. Let me take that out. What do you think to these? I hope you're happy with those colours. So 2 silvers and 2 pinks. Silver number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And silver number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5 as well. Pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5, and pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. Samantha, I hope you're happy with those, my lovely. And then that means you've got 4 pearls that you can play around with. You can put them in and out of the cage pendants. And then, of course, if you've got any pearls at home or if you get any in the future, you can swap those around in there as well. No, Tash, don't be sorry. It's not an issue. And the waiting is not an issue either. But thank you for sending the email. We'll get that confirmed for you. Samantha, you're very, very welcome. Again, Samantha, thank you for the donations with your shells, and that's safe up there for you. Right, up next in today is Cindy Brown. Cindy, are you here? No, the natural ones are natural. The other ones, they are real pearls, but they are dyed colours. Yes. And Cindy, hello, my lovely. Cindy, you have got 2. What was that? You've got 2 oysters altogether. What 2 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells?
First, use face recognition.
Sorry. In fact, why is... Sorry. Surprise and donate the shells. Okay, so you have 1 and 2. Cindy, are there certain colours that you're hoping for here? Just going to get these open for you as well. There's 1 and 2. And Cindy, let's go down. So, oyster number 1, my lovely. There's one side. No, Wendy, don't. I literally just got a shiver down my back. Oh, I hate it. Oh, sorry, Cindy. There's the other side. And in here, you are also twinning. Now, you are twinning with lighter autumn peach twins here. I looked offended. It's because I haven't even touched anything over there, so why would it be talking to me? Like, what? It's just everything's listening, isn't it, I suppose? Gosh. Right, so autumn peach twins to start with. Now visually, I think that they are visually different sizes there. Again, we'll measure them at the bottom for you. They'll measure them at the end for you. Gosh, moving on to oyster number 2. So again, this is from the surprise bag. So there's one side and the other side. Oh, you have a olive green. Oh, he's beautiful. There's no more in that one. No, are you, Shell? Oh my gosh, I could never do that. I'm such a wimp. But that's amazing. I would love to ask questions, but I can't because I'd freak myself out. But yeah, wow. Now, Cindy, let me show you your olive green. So, oh, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. It is gorgeous. It's a darker olive green there. So, twinning autumn peaches and then an olive green as well. Cindy, what do you think to these? Now, we'll need to know which two you'd like on the jewellery. So if you're happy with these, that's perfect. And if you're not happy, as you know, we can swap them for you. The slightly visually larger autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. And then his twin is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So they are measuring different sizes there. And then your olive green, can you see the olive green on here? It's definitely olive green. He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. My daughter said to me, can we go to a haunted house? And I was like, what, ones that you go round, like that you pay to get in? And she's like, no, a real one. And I sort of just looked at her, and bearing in mind, she's going to be 11 next month. And I was like, you need to ask your father, because it's just not something that I can even drive to. I don't want to go in anything that has haunted near the name. But yeah, she just doesn't seem phased. I mean, I'm pretty sure she would be phased, but at the moment she doesn't seem phased. I don't know what that is, Shell, but I wish you all the luck. Gosh. Cindy, though, what do you think to these? My daughter, yes, she is better now. Thank you. Now I'm going to show you what I've got closest to midnight blue at the moment. If you'd prefer to wait for a darker one than what I'm about to get out, then there will be a wait for it. However, let me show you what I've got here, and then these might be okay for you. But if not, that's absolutely fine. But there would be a wait. I'm just going to see if I've got two. Perfect. So these are dark TARDIS blues. So they're darker than TARDIS blues, but they're sort of that, but they're not TARDIS blues, if that makes sense. Now, is that the sort of shade that you're happy with, Cindy, or would you prefer to wait for a darker blue? I'm just going to bring you back up. However, if that's not correct, I can take your weight. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So, I don't know how long the wait will be, but hopefully we can get that sort of added in for you sooner rather than later. So you'd like to have the green on a lobster fitting. And we're going to swap both peaches for two of the midnight blues. Okay, I've got that down for you, Cindy, my lovely. Let me pop this in here for you. So the invoice for the lobster fitting, that will get sent across for you tomorrow. And then hopefully, like I say, we can get those blues for you soon. Thank you for the donations with your shells, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, and that's safe up there for you. No, Cindy, you're very, very welcome. Up next in today is Sophie Jones. Sophie, are you here? Sophie, hello, 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 hello. Now, Sophie, you have a lucky dip as well. So I'm just going to mix these up for you. And then we're going to pull your 2 cages out for you to pick which one you would like. So good luck, my lovely. Your first cage. That's number 1. So I just have to wiggle my fingers just to make sure I've got 1 bag and not multiple. So now this one's come out a few times here. Let's see if he gets chosen this time, or will he get popped back in again. So I'm just going to pop both of your cages on here for you, Sophie. Perfect. And oh, let's just untwist that chain. There we go. So if we go down, I'm going to show you this one first. So this is the one which has been out a few times, and this is the Pegasus Cage Pendant. So overall, he is an oval cage pendant, and then you've got that Pegasus on the front there. It does hold 1 pearl altogether, and that sits in the middle there. And you can flip this over and you can wear it the other way around if you wanted to, where it then looks like it's got the flower on the back, so your pearl goes through the flower with the oval background. Okay, so that's your first cage pendant there, and that's the Pegasus Cage Pendant. Now the second one has got a lot of detail on him, and this is the Mask Cage Pendant. Now I'm hoping you're going to be able to see the detail here. Again, it can hold 1 pearl, and the pearl sits where in the whole face, if you like. So the bottom of the face and through the mask is where you're going to see the pearl. And then with that mask, it then comes across into that detail, and then you've got the feather coming up towards the top where the chain then links on. So that's your Mask Cage Pendant and the Pegasus Cage Pendant. Which one would you like, Sophie? Can you have the mask? Of course you can. Let me bring you back up here. So Mr. Pegasus, he's going to have to go back into the... Oh, there we go. Back into that bag, and that's in there. And then the mask is yours. So you have 1 oyster opening there, Sophie. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate those shells? What do you think? Surprise and donate for you as well. Now, Sophie, is there a certain colour pearl or pearls that you're hoping for? Let me just get this open. And then if we go down, so in here, there's one side and the other side. And in here you have a lilac purple, Sophie. There's no more in that one. Love them all. Perfect. What do you think to this lilac purple? Let me just pop him in here and then you can have a close look. What do you think to him? If I run him through the board for you, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He is a 7. Let me just bring you back up. Not yet, Carol, no. He's lovely. Perfect. Sophie then, my lovely, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe up there for you. Thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And up next is Wendy Cottrell. Wendy, are you here? Wendy, hello. You also have a lucky dip, Wendy. Again, I'm just going to be mixing them for you. Okay, so, oh, missed the top then. Good luck for you as well. Oh, I think I've got a couple there. There we go, there's one. Which one's going to drop? And 2. Let's pop that one back in. So, oh, and this one's come out a few times as well. Okay, apparently we have a few that really want to be picked here. However, we've still got the other ones which are coming out haven't been seen yet either. So hopefully one here, Wendy, you'll be happy with. So again, I'm going to start with the one which has come out already today. Okay, so if we go down, you have the ghost cage pendant, so the mask ghost, as you can see, and again this one holds one pearl and you'll see the pearl colour through the mouth and the eyes of the cage pendant there. Okay, so as you can see, if I move him around, so that's your first one. And the second one is completely different, and this is the heart's cage pendant. So you can actually see a flower through the centre of the heart there. Now when the pearl is in the pendant, you won't see that flower through the heart. Okay, so overall it's a bigger heart with a smaller heart cut out the middle. That smaller heart is of course where you'll see the pearl through. And then in the border of the heart, you've got this gorgeous design, almost like a lined design with lots of swirls going around, giving that texture there as well. Wendy, you would like the heart pendant. Perfect. So again, I'm just going to pop these here. And Mr. Ghost, you're going back in the bag again. So, oh, there we go. That's back in there. The heart is yours. Wendy, which type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Surprise oyster and donate the shells as well. So is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? I hate when I grip something and it just drops. Okay, so let's get this one open. And let's go down. So your surprise oyster. There's one side Wendy. And the other side. And in here I can see a darker colour. There's no more in that one. Now I think he's a midnight blue here, but let me just confirm that for you. He's a bluey purple, so in some lights he looks like he's blue, in others he looks like he is purple. I hope you're happy with this one, Wendy. Let me run him through the board for you. So he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And you love him. Perfect. So let me just pop this in here. Wendy, thank you as well for the donations with your shells, my lovely. And again, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And that's safe up there for you. And up next today is Elaine Bradley. Elaine, are you here? Wendy, you're very, very welcome. Elaine, hello. So you also have a lucky dip. I'm just going to move the scissors out of the way. So I'm just going to give them a mix again. That's just because obviously we keep popping the cage pendants back in, so I just like to give them a little mix. So if we dive in, so that's number 1. And that's number 2. Okay, so we have the cage pendant that's back again. Now I promise there is only, as it states, there's only one of each in there, and the cage pendants aren't getting topped back up in this bag or anything like that. However, we have one which has come out yet again, and I'm mixing the bags and everything, so it's obviously just something that just wants to keep showing off its look. So we're going to start with one that has already come out. So let's go down. And it is the Pegasus cage pendant. Now bearing in mind there are so many cage pendants in there, this one keeps popping out. So again, it's an oval shaped cage pendant. You've got the Pegasus in the middle, which is the horse with wings. It holds one pearl, and your pearl goes in the centre, which shines through the wings and the body there. You can, it is reversible, you can wear it around this way. So it's got the flower on the back, and again the pearl shows through the flower with the oval in the background. So that's cage pendant number 1. Cage pendant number 2 is also an animal, but this one's quite different. I quite like this one. So again, this one holds one pearl, and this is the bull's head cage pendant. So the pearl sits in their bull's head there. He's got some gorgeous horns coming off him with the detail on there. If I just go down so you can see the different detail with that one. Okay, so you've got the Pegasus and the bull's head. Which one would you like? Oh, it's between the two. The Pegasus and the ghost face keeps coming out, don't they? Oh, I don't know why, but it's just one of the. You watch. If the Pegasus goes back again, they'll come out at the same time. Oh, Elaine, you would like the Pegasus. Oh, I love that. Perfect. Right, let me just pop the bull head cage pendant back in the bag. And you have got Mr. Pegasus. Okay, so there he is. So you have one opening altogether then. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells, Elaine? Oh, bless you, Shell. It's those two. They keep popping up. It's always the way, though. We always have something, if we do something like this, that does keep reoccurring. It's very strange, especially as when you can see, there's, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but there is so many different ones in there. And you can see I am mixing them. Surprise and donate the shells, Elaine. Now, is there a certain colour that you're hoping for with this one? Let's get him open. And let's go down. So, your surprise oyster. There's one side. And the other side. Oh, and about to run out the back here, you've got a brighter icy blue. Any bright colour. And he is a gorgeous brighter icy blue. So just what you were hoping for. Let me dry him up for you so you can have a closer look. What do you think to this one? He's perfect. Perfect. If I run him through the board for you, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He is a 6.5. And Elaine, I'm glad you're happy with him. Thank you again for the donations with your shells, my lovely. And that's safe up there for you. So I hope you'll be happy with him once he arrives. Perfect. And up next today, no, Elaine, you're very welcome. Up next today is Wendy Pierce. Wendy, are you here? Now, after Wendy, we will be doing an updated order list. So if you have ordered, I'll do that updated order list there. If you're just because of the time, I'm very happy. But I'm just going to say, if anybody would prefer, if you've ordered, to move it to Sunday, that's absolutely fine as well. Just let me know. If you're happy to have it tonight, I'm very happy to do it tonight. I'm not tired or anything like that. I just was saying it just because we had the debacle at the start of the live, didn't we? I was on time today, and then we started later because of, yeah. But Wendy, hello. Surprise oyster and donate the shells, Wendy. Perfect. So you've got 2 openings altogether. So oyster number 1 and number 2. So donate the shells. Wendy, is there certain colours that you're hoping for? There's 1 and 2. So let's go down. So your oyster number 1, my lovely. There's one side. Same as mine. Okay. And the other side. Now in here you have a lemon yellow. And there's no more in that one. So your first pearl is a lemon yellow. And then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, there's no more in that one. I think you have an oil slick here, Wendy. It is. You have an oil slick, my lovely. That's going to make this decision quite hard, I think. So lemon yellow, and then if I show you your oil slick. I was just thinking that, Jutta. I didn't know if you were still here or not. But yes, I haven't seen the mystery person, so I can definitely add them on to Sunday's live if that's what you'd like to do, my lovely. Wendy, your oil slick has got purples, blues and greens in him. I don't know if you can see it on the camera as clearly. What do you think to this? Now, if you're happy with these, again, we can pop these on the jewellery for you. And Wendy, if not, we can swap them. If I run them through the board, your lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And your oil slick is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He is an 8. What do you think to that? Jutta, not a problem. I'll make a note on it in a moment to book it in for Sunday. And then hopefully we can do it there. That's not a problem. Yes, of course you can. So, do you mean for a loyalty card to have later on this evening or another day, and then just hold, sort of wait until we've done that opening, and then you can keep the oil slick, and then hopefully with the yellow and the other pearl, you can then choose if you'd like to swap them or not. Is that correct? So I'm just going to make a note. Keep oil slick, and then I'll wait to see what you say. Yeah, okay, perfect, Wendy. Wendy, if you can do it now, we can do that oyster opening now. So while you're sending it, I can do the updated order list. And then if you've sent it through, I can then do that opening now for you. Then you can pick which pearls you would like, if that's easier for you, if that's okay. Or we can do it later on or another day if you prefer to. Obviously, I'm not going to rush you or anything like that. That's not what I mean. But if you've got it there now, I can do the order list and then open that now for you, if that makes sense, as it is your opening. It's up to you. So I'm just sorting out the order list. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do an updated order list, and I've just opened the emails as well, so hopefully when Wendy sends that through, it will come through straight away for me. So I'm going to do a verbal order list and type it down at the same time. I'll then do the updated order list on the page, and I'll post it in the comments as well. So if you have ordered, you'll hear whereabouts you are, but then of course you can see it as well. So you can see whereabouts you are. So I'm just printing that one off. I don't know if it printed or not. So, up next after Wendy, we will do Wendy's loyalty opening as well. So after Wendy, we have Carol Grant, and then Sarah Candy, Wendy Evans, Lauren Glodek. I hope I pronounced that correctly, Lauren. Kira Hendry. Oh, Carol, they will be added together. Laura, thank you for the stars. Then it would be Pat Fraser, Ross Watnell, Jasmine Wilkinson, and Cindy Brown. So let me go through that again for you all, and then that one's going to be on Sunday. Perfect. So up next is Carol G, Sarah C, Wendy E, Lauren G, Kira H, Pat F, Ross W, Jasmine W, Cindy B. Thank you, Lauren. So like I said, I'm just going to be updating that order list on the page. So that's where the order list is originally posted. So there's going to be a dotted line, and then the new order list if you like, and then that way you can see the difference between the two. Did I not update the order list earlier? Oh, I thought I did. Okay, so that's the order list posted there, and if I pop it in the comments for you as well. There we go. Okay, so let me have a look here. Seeing if that's going to come through. Oh, okay, let me have a look for you. So Wendy, the email's just come through. Oh, bless you. Okay, so okay, so Wendy, what type of oyster would you like with this one, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate those shells? Sorry, I just booked that in for you, my lovely. Okay, so I've already attached the oil slick onto the order. I've left the lemon yellow in the sand just because obviously we might be trying to match that or swapping that out depending on what you'd like to do. So let's get your second pearl or pearls. What type of oyster would you like? Oh, so sorry, that snuck up on me then. Let me just see if Aaron's available for a tea, please. We'll see. I type quick. I do type quick. It's one of the things I can actually agree with. It's one of those things that if someone says, do you know when someone says something, you're like, oh, maybe. With the title, like, yeah, I can type it quick. Another surprise and donate. Okay, so is there certain colours you're hoping for? I mean, another oil slick would be amazing, wouldn't it? But other than an oil slick, is there other colours, my lovely? Let's go down. Sorry, Lorraine. There's one side. Oh, and the other side. Oh wow, so in here, Wendy, you are twinning, and you're twinning with gorgeous brighter coral twins there. There's no more in that one. What do you think to these? Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. It just literally snuck up on me, that did. So you've got your lemon yellow and your twinning corals as well. Oh, still like them to be the same as mine. What have I got on? Oh, I've got the Dove Greys, I believe. Let me... Yes, I've got Dove Greys on mine. What colours would you like to swap out to get the two Dove Greys? Your corals are not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He was a 7, excuse me. And coral number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. I'm just looking for two the same size for you. Yellow and coral, and then swap out the... And then you'd like to have the other coral on a... Okay, so hang on. Are you happy with those Dove Greys there? If so, that's perfect. And then you'd like to have a hoop fitting on the oil slick and the other coral. Just confirm. Did I just say if you'd like to have an oil slick on the other coral? Hoop fitting. Let me start that again. You meant hoop fitting. So did I. Oh, right. So, hang on. On the earrings is Dove Grey. And then you'd like to be invoiced for hoop fitting on coral and oil slick. Okay. I thought that's what I said. Yeah, I feel like that's what I said too, Jacqueline. Oh gosh, right. So I've got that down for you, Wendy, to confirm. Dove Greys on the earrings, and then invoice for hoop fittings on the coral and on the oil slick. The invoice for the fittings will get sent across for you tomorrow, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Perfect. It's too late. Oh no, I completely understand. Wendy, my lovely, that's safe up there for you, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Okay, perfect. Right, up next this evening is Carol. No, Wendy, you're very, very welcome. Carol Grant, are you here? . 'Cause Carol, hello. Carol then, my lovely, you have got, we'll do your oyster opening first, and then we'll do your lucky dip afterwards, if that's okay. So with your oyster opening, what type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Carol, hello. So what type of oyster would you like, my lovely? Surprise and donate the shells. Is there a certain colour you're hoping for? Ooh. Okay, so let's go down. There's one side. Oh, and the other side with a backwards runaway. And in here, Carol, you are twinning. And you're twinning with two-tonal blurple pearls here. Now, they're slightly lighter blurples than what we normally see, but they definitely have that blue and purple tone to them. So let me just dry these up for you. So this is for your item of jewellery, two-tonal blurples. Now with these ones, if you're not happy with these, we can swap them for you. If you are happy, that's perfect. So pearl number one, this is the slightly lighter of the two, I would say, and isn't as two-tonal. And then his twin is slightly darker overall, and he does have more of that two-tonal marking with the lighter and the darker areas. Okay, so two-tonal twins. What do you think to these? And if you're happy with these, would you prefer the lighter or the darker on the jewellery? And if you're not happy, as you know, we can swap them for you. The lighter of the two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the darker of the two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8 as well. What do you think? Can you keep number one and swap the other for a chocolate brown? So just to confirm, that's the darker of the two you'd like to swap for the chocolate brown. If I've got that wrong though, please correct me. And I'm just looking in my turntable of colours. Do I have chocolates in here? I don't think I do. Here we go. Okay, what do you think to this one here? And then I'm guessing it's the chocolate that you'd like to have on the jewellery. Are you happy with that chocolate, my lovely? And that one's fine. Okay. Yep, I've already added them together. That's not a problem, Carol. So it's the chocolate that you'd like on the jewellery. Okay, and then you also have your lucky dip as well. So with the lucky dip, is there anything in particular you're hoping for? I'm just going to grab some kitchen towel and then we'll dive in for that lucky dip. Okay, so if we give them a quick mix for you. And then in here, there's one. I don't know why I'm closing my eyes because I can't really see in the bag anyway. And number 2. Now one of these has come out today and it's not the ghost. I'll say that from the off. So let me just pop both of these on here, Carol, and then you get to pick which one of these you would like. Okay, so let's show you the one which we've already done. So the first one is the Mother Cage Pendant. So again, this is the overall quite a nice bold heart, and it has the script of Mother on there. It does look backwards for you, but it will be the right way around. It's just because you're seeing a mirror image. It can hold one pearl, which you'll see the pearl colour coming through that hollowed heart in the centre there. So that is the Mother Cage Pendant. And then you have the Ribbon of Hope Cage Pendant. So this one, the pearl, it holds one pearl again, and the pearl goes in the centre of the ribbon eye at the top there. So you can see it's the ribbon that comes round, and on the website it's called the Ribbon of Hope Cage Pendants. So you get to pick between the two if you'd like the Mother or the Ribbon of Hope. Oh, I see, Carol. Okay. Can you have the Ribbon of Hope? Of course you can. So I'm just going to put the Mother Cage Pendant back again. So with your Ribbon of Hope Cage Pendant, what type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? So I've kept you out the Ribbon of Hope, and that's there. And then what type of oyster would you like? Surprise and donate the shells. Now with this one, is there a certain colour that you're hoping for, Carol? So let's get this one open as well. And let's go down. So your surprise oyster, there's one side and the other side. And in here, Carol, you are quadding. You have got 4 pearls in the one oyster there. There's no more in that one. So that means you've got 4 pearls in here. Let me just dry them up. You have these 4 pearls to swap and change in and around that cage pendant. You've got an icy blue, a blush pink, an apple green and a gold. What do you think to these, my lovely? Icy blue, blush pink, apple green and a gold. I'm going to run these through the board for you as well. So your icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And your gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. I do hope you're happy with all of those, my lovely. Just pop these in here for you. And then that's on there as well. Carol, thank you for the donations with your shells. And again, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe up there for you. Okay. And up next then today is Sarah Candy. Sarah, are you here? Sarah, hello. To expand the rainbow, to Nunu and donate the shells. Hoping for black, cherry and violets. Okay, so that's 2 Nunus. And then to expand the rainbows. Oh, Carol, I'm ever so sorry. I didn't, I think the comment came through late there. And I'm afraid with the Lucky Dips, we can't do any colour swaps, Carol. So yeah, with the Lucky Dips, there's no colour swaps, I'm afraid. If you'd like the hoop fittings, that's absolutely fine. I can do that for you. But let me know what you'd like to do with the gold. Would you just prefer to leave that loose as we can't swap it out? Okay, so that's there for you. Sorry, Carol, I think the comment came through later there. Sarah, let me get these open for you. There's 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Now, Sarah, I've opened them up, but before we move the camera down, I'm just going to wait to see what Carol says. I hope that's okay. It's because I didn't realise, I think my comments came through at a different time there. So I hope that's okay, Sarah. They're open, they're ready to go, but I'm just going to hoop fittings on all 5, Carol. Okie dokie. Carol, that will get sent across for you tomorrow then, my lovely, to the email address that's on the order form. And that's safe up there for you. Okay, so Sarah, let's go down. We've got your 4 oysters here, and you've said, I'm just going to go back to see, you've said that you'd like to donate your shells, and you're hoping for those black cherries and violets. So, oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. No way! Ran away backwards there. Your first oyster has given you a black cherry. There's no more in that swim. So here is your black cherry. And then moving on to oyster number 2. No, Carol, it's absolutely fine, my lovely. It's not a problem. Sarah, oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, oh, he's a darker pearl. There's no more in that one. And he's a 2-tonal silver and purple. So he's a base silver, but he does have these slight purple flashes to him. If you can see that there. So new Rainbow Oyster, you have a black cherry and a 2-tonal silver and purple. Moving on to your Expand the Rainbow Oysters. So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. No way! And in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with lighter, oh actually, I was going to say you've got one lighter lilac and you've got one which is slightly darker there, but twinning with purple twins here. So again, I'm going to dry them up for you. Now visually they do look like they're slightly different sizes as well as slightly different colours there. So it's not a massive difference, but possibly you'll be able to see. The smaller one is slightly darker than the other. I think they're definitely different sizes. We'll find out once we measure them. I'll just get them focused for you. There we go. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again I believe is your Expand the Rainbow Oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a coral, and he's a gorgeous brighter coral here. Okay, Sarah, what do you think to these? Let me just pop them all in the sand and then we'll go through them. Now, again, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. Now, I just need to know which ones you'd like where. And of course, if you're not happy, we can swap them for you. So you've got a black cherry, a 2-tonal silver with purple overtones, twinning lighter purples, and a bright coral. If I run them through the board for you, your black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Two-tonal silver and purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Your lighter purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. The slightly darker of the two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. So they are measuring different sizes there. And then the coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He is a 7.5. Okay, let's have a little look for you. Now my violets, I don't have. My violets are very pinky. These ones are. So let me just, you see what, so those ones are quite pinky. Let me just have a look. Here we go. Now these, okay, so we've got, it's either these ones which I'm about to show you, or or the pinky ones. Now if you wanted the lighter ones to what these are, hang on, let me just grab some. I'm just looking for some which are the same size. Okay, so these purples here, these I would say are slightly darker than the violets, but the other ones I have are very pinky. So if you wanted the sort of in between the pink and the purple, there would be a weight for it. Does that make sense, Sarah? So these are the colours I've got there. Let me know what you think, and I'm just going to try and get a matching black cherry for you. There we go. Those will be fine. Oh, bless you. Okay, perfect. And I've just matched your black cherry as well. So your black cherry is the one that's on this side here. Okay, so if you're happy with all of those there, which ones would you like on the jewellery, my lovely? And then the 4 over there are the ones that I'm going to be swapping out. I feel like I've got a hair that keeps tickling me. Okay. I can't see a hair though. Which ones would you like where, Sarah? Yeah, I thought so. I just wanted to confirm though. Okay, so I've got that down for you, my lovely. I'm just going to pop your pearls on here as well. Thank you as well for the donations with your shells. And Sarah, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. That's on there, and then that's safe up there for you. Perfect. Up next then today is Wendy Evans. Wendy, are you here? No, Sarah, you're very welcome. Wendy, hello. Now, Wendy, you've got a lucky dip, so let me mix these up for you. Is there anything in particular that you're hoping for? So let's dive in, and I'm just going to pull out your two. And then again, you get to pick between these. Oh, one fell down there. There we go. And which one you would like. So again, we have one that we saw earlier. It's not the ghost. And then a new one. It's not Ghostface. It's not. Although I'm waiting for him to come out again. Okay, so the one which has come out from, so the repeater, if you like, is the bullhead. So let's get Mr. Bullhead focused for you. And we've actually got two animals again here, Wendy. So this one can hold one pearl. The pearl sits at the top of the, in the head here. And it actually has a little heart up here. So you can see the pearl colour through the heart as well as all the other areas, and it's got so much detail on his horns and everything. Now they're not pointy horns at all. They are quite rounded, if you can see that. Obviously you're not going to want to, with it being a necklace, you're not going to lean on it. But if, for example, you did thread it through onto a bracelet or anything like that, I wouldn't want to lean on it, but it's not sharp, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's Mr. Bullhead. And then your second one is the Dolphin Cage Pendant. So two animals here. You can definitely see where your pearl is going to be sitting with this one. So again, this one can hold one pearl, and it sits in the centre, and you can see it beautifully through the centre of the dolphin there. Again, he's got little details on him with his face and his tail and fins and everything there. What do you think? Which one would you like? The dolphin or the bullhead cage pendant? Dolphin, perfect, Wendy. So if I bring you back up here, let's put the bullhead back in there. So that dolphin comes with one oyster opening. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? So dolphin is yours. What type of oyster would you like? Oh, that's lovely and hot. Good tea. Surprise oyster and donate your shells. Wendy, is there a certain colour that you're hoping for with this one? I keep pulling bits of tinsel, can you see? From my tinsel bag. Oh gosh, right, so let's go down for your surprise oyster. Good luck, my lovely. So in here, there's one side. Oh, and the other side. Wendy, you are quadding. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. You are quadding, my lovely. Which means you've already got the 4 pearls to swap around in that cage pendant. So there was no more in there. And let me dry these ones up for you. We have a apple green, a lemon yellow, a brighter pink and a black cherry. No, you're very, very welcome, my lovely. Let me run these ones through the board. Your apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Lemon yellow's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. The brighter pink's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And the black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, sorry, he's a runaway. Not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. I'm glad you're happy with those, Wendy. I'm just popping them in here. Again, thank you for the donations with your shells. Lots of choices is exactly it, and that's the joy of the cage pendants. You can swap and change the pearls around inside them. That's safe up there for you, my lovely, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Okay. And up next then this evening is Lauren Goldeck. Lauren, are you here? I haven't, Carol. Talk to me. What are they? Lauren, hello. Lauren, you have got one opening altogether. What type of oyster would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Surprise and donate for you. And again, Lauren, is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? All different. I'll have to have a look, Carol. Although my mug storage is getting quite dire. I've had to start putting mugs outside of the. Oh, I went to start opening it. I'm ever so sorry. I collect mugs, Lauren, and I went off on a little tangent then. I'm ever so sorry. So basically what just happened is I opened up the oyster, I took the top off, and then realised I hadn't took the camera down. So I am ever so sorry, but we can't get in and we can't see that oyster there. So we're going to carry on with the opening. I hope that's okay. And the colours you're hoping for are yellow, dark green or purple. So there's one side. And the other side. Oh, and a backwards runaway. And you're twinning. And there's no more in that one. Now you're twinning with lighter rose gold twins here. Almost that autumn peachy kind of tone to them. So autumn peachy rosy gold colour. Now with these ones, Lauren, you can swap them. So if you're not happy and you prefer to go for that dark green or purple, we can definitely do that for you. Or of course, if you are happy with these, that's absolutely fine as well. Let me run these ones through the board and you can let me know what you would like to do. So your rose gold number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And rose gold number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5 as well. So they're measuring the same size there. But what do you think to the colour? Of course you can. 1 lemon for a purple. Now with the purple, the closest purple to me was a Cadbury purple. I'm going to show you the Cadbury purple. However, if this is not the correct shade, please let me know, lighter or darker, and we'll grab a different one for you to have a look. So that's the Cadbury purple there. Are you happy with that one? And if so, is it the purple that you would like on the jewellery? I'm just going to bring you back up, but if that's not the correct shade, absolutely fine. We can change it for you. Oh, and a lemon yellow. Oh, how did I completely miss that? So 1 for a lemon. Oh my gosh, I completely missed that, Lauren. It's getting to that time of night, and I'm ever so sorry. Let me grab you a lemon yellow. You wrote it ever so clearly as well, so it's completely me. I'm just looking for a lemon yellow, which is... There we go, that's a nice sized one as well. Okay, so have a look at this yellow as well. There we go. Are you happy with those 2 colours? And then you'd like the yellow on the jewellery and the purple on the hoop fitting. Oh, bless you, Lauren. You're very understanding. It is, when it gets to a certain time of night, it is, my brain just doesn't always, like it doesn't always say what I want it to say. And apparently it doesn't always want to read everything either. That's perfect, perfect. Now I'm just going to write this out loud. Write this and speak it out loud just to confirm. So we're going to have yellow on the jewellery. Yeah, perfect. And then invoice for the purple on a hoop fitting. Okay, so I've got that down for you, my lovely. The hoop fitting invoice, that will get sent across tomorrow for you, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. That's all safe on there. Thank you for the donations with your shells as well, my lovely. And I do hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And that's safe up there for you. Perfect. Oh, it's just... My energy levels are all coming back now, touch wood. For those of you who don't know, I was poorly... Was it last week? This week's been negative, and it was part of last week and the week before. Anyway, my energy levels are finally coming back. So yeah, it's just so strange. Lauren, you're very, very welcome. I just bit my cheek. Right, up next today is Kira Hendry. Kira, are you here? Kira, hello. You have a lucky dip, my lovely. So I'm just going to mix these up. And then let's pull out your 2. So that's 1. And I think is that 1? Yeah, that's 1. And 2. Now these ones haven't come out tonight yet. So let me pop them on here for you, Kira. And then you get to pick which one of these you would like to keep. Do do do, ba dum bum 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 bum. Do do do, ba dum bum 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 bum. So let's go down. You have the side butterfly cage pendant for your first one. So your pearl, it holds 1 pearl, and the pearl actually sits in the top of these wings here and shines through beautifully. You can see the bottom of the butterfly is here with his antlers, and then you've got that side of the wings going up and over. So the pearl is the butterfly's wing colour. Okay, so the butterfly pendant, cage pendant for your first one. The second one is the Dreamcatcher cage pendant with the red zircon crystals. Now this Dreamcatcher cage pendant can hold up to 4 pearls in there. Again, if they're larger pearls, it can probably hold 3 pearls in there if they're like all 8.5s. If they're say 7.5, possibly 8s and below, you'll be able to fit 4 pearls in there. So as you can see, it's the Dreamcatcher. It's got 3 feathers at the bottom which do move around independently, and you've got those red crystals dotted around there as well. What do you think, and which one of these would you like? So the butterfly, the side butterfly, Kira, or the Dreamcatcher with the red crystals? They are really both nice. It is completely different styles with these ones. Has to be the Dreamcatcher, of course. Not a problem. Let's pop the butterfly back in the bag. So with the Dreamcatcher, it does hold up to 4 pearls. It comes with 1 oyster opening. So what type of oyster would you like, my lovely? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Sorry, now I've got a itchy. Surprise and donate, of course you can. Would there be certain colours that you're hoping for? So, your surprise oyster, Kira. And let's go down. So, in here, there's one side and the other side, and you are twinning, and you're twinning with two-tonal what's the word? Two-tonal purples. It's the oh my gosh, I had it earlier. How have I forgotten already? Lavender? No. They are darker than lilac purples. just a touch darker and brighter than the lilac purples. And I think they're visually slightly different sizes there, Kira. Let me run them through. Mavanda, oh my gosh. Let me run them through the board. Purple number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Purple number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5 as well. So they're actually measuring the same size here. May just be because the colour is slightly different to each other, which makes them look visually different as well. Kira, I hope you're happy with those, my lovely. Mavanda. I honestly, that went from my brain then. Don't tell Aaron, it'll be fine. Right, let me pop these on here for you. Perfect. Kira, thank you for the donations with your shells there. And I hope you're happy with this. You've got those purples which will sit beautifully in that cage pendant already together. So it's going to look lovely. No, you're very welcome, my lovely. So that's safe up there for you. And again, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Up next today is Pat Fraser. Pat, are you here? Pat, hello. Oh, Kira, I'm glad to hear that. Honestly, I'm glad you're happy with it. One of them looks like Twilight teaser lipstick. Oh. Was it? I don't know. Pat, hello. It's getting to that time of night. Oh, right. We'll do your oyster openings first, Pat, and then we'll do the lucky dips afterwards, if that's okay with you. So you've got 3... let me start that again. You've got 3 oyster openings altogether and a 4 pearl oyster. So I'll grab the 4 pearl oyster for you. And then with the 3 other oysters, what type of oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So this is the 4 pearl oyster. Let me just get that open. And then, yeah, what other 3 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? I think I remember, I was born in the 90s, but I used to have like a purple mini lipstick that was a bright purpley pink. I just like I don't know if that's what you're on about, but I did have like a little, like a mini tube of lipstick, if that makes sense. Surprise Patsy and donate the shells. Okay, so with all of these here then, is there certain colours that you're hoping for? So 3 oysters and your 4 pearl oyster. So I'm just going to get these ones open and donate the shells. Perfect. Donated shells, so if I go across I can quickly show you. My mum works in a nursery, so I clean the shells up. They get cleaned up, sanitised, and then they go to the nursery who use them in different activities for the children. So these are just 2 different pictures of examples of what they've used them in, but it's collages, working with the children, learn about the world, learn about textures and lots of different things. So yeah, lots of they go to a good home. They don't last long though, which is why we replenish them. So anything but not a pink. Okay, so Pat, looking for anything here, just not a pink. We're going to start with your 4 pearl oyster, which is this one here. So, oh wow, Rachel, I hope everything goes really, really well. There's one side, Pat, and the other side. And your 4 pearl oyster. Whoop whoop, quadding. Now you did say anything but pink. You do have a pink here. There's no more on that side. But you do have your 3 other pearls as well. So, and at the end with these ones, we can swap them. So you can just let me know what you prefer to do. So if I run them in here, you have a candy floss pink, a dark grape purple, and then you've got lemon and lime. So lemon and lime is a lemon yellow and then a lighter apple green. Candy floss pink, darker grape purple, lemon yellow and a lighter apple green. And then moving on to your next oyster. And in here, there is one side and the other side. And you are quadding. So this is a surprise oyster. And you are quadding. So it's your second set of quads there, Pat. And there's no more in that one. So if I dry these up for you. And we have here a coral, a TARDIS blue, a dark silver, and a darker purple. So second set of quads, coral, dark blue, dark silver, and darker purple. Moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side, and in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with coral twins here. Becky, hello, and no, don't be sorry about being late. You're not late, my lovely, you're just on time whenever you would like to join, so thank you for joining. So your coral twins are there. Quite a nice shade there. They look like the same same shade, possibly slightly different sizes, but again we'll measure them for you. And then the last of these oysters here, Pat, let me get this open. So there's one side and the other side, and you have a darker silvery colour here as well. Possibly similar colour to your silver in your second set of quadding colours. I'll have a closer look in a moment as well. So if we pop him here, they is very, very similar. So you've got 2 quadding sets, a twin and a single pearl. So from the top we have a candy floss pink, a grape purple, lemon yellow and a lighter apple green. Then you've got a coral, a TARDIS blue, a silver and a darker purple. You've got a single silver and twinning corals. Pat, what do you think to these? Now, if you know which ones you'd like to go where, we can do this now. That's absolutely fine. And if you're happy with the colours, that's perfect. If you're not, we can swap them. Or if you prefer to have a think about it or some time, you can take a screenshot and then you can email me your colour choices over. It's completely up to you, and of course I can do swaps through email as well, so it's not a problem either way. I'm going to run these ones through the board for you. So your candy floss pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Grape purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Lemon yellow's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And the apple green's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Your second set of quads, the coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. The TARDIS blue's not a 5, not a 5.5, 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5 in the dark silver's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5 in your darker purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He is a 7. And then your single silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. Oh, he's a runaway, but I do think he is a 6.5. He is. And then coral twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. Coral twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He is a 7 as well. What do you think to these, Pat? And what would you like to do? Grape purple on there. Swap twin corals for dove grey or lilacs for the earrings. I don't have any lilacs available to swap now, so I'll grab dove greys for you, and then you can have a look. Let me know if they're okay. And then we've got your lucky dip. So that's the two I needed to know for the bracelet and the earrings. And then we'll do your lucky dips in a moment. So the other pearls are your loose pearls that don't have the jewellery to be assigned to, if that makes sense. They can be loose. Does that make sense? So I've taken away the grape purple. If those dove greys are okay, I'll take those away as well for the earrings. And then all the other pearls are yours, which you're going to be able to use in your lucky dip cage pendants that we'll do in just a moment. The doves are great. Perfect. I'm just going to pop these pearls in here as well, then I'm going to write that down. Now you also have 2 lucky dips. Are you happy for me to pull 4 out and then you get to pick 2 from the 4, or would you prefer to do a 2 and a 2? Does that make sense? Yeah, I've got all that down for you. I can indeed, that's not a problem. So you'd like to be invoiced for the studs on dark silver, and then invoice for lobsters on the others. Pull 4 of them at a time. Okay, so just going to give them a quick mix for you, Pat. And then, nope, that didn't count. Okay, and then let's pull your 4. So 1, 2, 3, I think that's 1, and 4. Okay. I'm actually just going to try and show you by holding them up, just because there's 4. However, if you'd like to see them on the chains, do let me know. Your first one is a animal cage pendant, and this is the seahorse. So let me just see. Am I going to get this focus? If not, I'll pop it on the thing. There we go. So you can see that this holds 1 pearl in his belly there. He's got a crystal for his eye, and it's quite a nice sized cage pendant either side of the pearl there as well. No, we are fully booked for today, Yvette, my lovely. So this is your seahorse cage pendant for your first cage pendant. Your second one is the mermaid's treasure cage pendant. So you can see here your mermaid, and she is holding the pearl above her head, and that's where your pearl is going to sit, right in the top sphere there. Now you can see her hair is the one coming down the side, and it sort of flows into her tail there. So, mermaid's treasure cage pendant. You have our police box cage pendant. Now this one can hold multiple pearls. Okay, so this is our police box. This is actually a design that only I have. So this is one of our designs. Yes, they are, Rachel, all 95 silver. Now this obviously says police box at the top, and it can hold multiple pearls. The cage is slightly different with this one. It has a latch at the bottom here, so you just open it up like so, fill the pearls in from the bottom, and make sure it's clipped. I don't know if you heard that, but it's quite a tight clip. Make sure it's clipped at the bottom there. That's where it's inspired from, Becky, because we have this one and we have our Destroyer cage pendant, which is yeah, they're both inspired from Doctor Who. And then your last one here, Pat, is the Be Mine cage pendant. So overall it is a heart cage pendant. Let me get it focused for you. And this one holds one pearl as well. Are you gonna focus? Nope. Okay, let's pop him on here. Okay, so he holds one pearl right in the centre there, under the tail, the stalk even, of the flower. So overall it's a heart. It's got red enamel and green enamel on him, and you've got little crystal in the bud of crystal in the bud of the flower there, and yeah, pearl sits in the centre. What do you think to these four, Pat? Which two would you like to keep? Sorry, I was just finishing my tea before it goes too cold. Would you like me to show them all on the card, or go through them again? So we've got the seahorse, we've got mermaid's treasure, we have the police box, and the Be Mine. Can you have the police box and the heart? Of course we can. And then you'd like to leave the TARDIS blue free, so we can pop him in the box. That's absolutely perfect. So the seahorse and the mermaid are just going to go back in there. Let me bring you back up again, and then I'm just going to make a note of that. And then you've got 2 oyster openings with those cages. What 2 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Surprise again and donate. Okay, so you've got 2 openings here. So 1 and 2. And let me get these open for you. So there's number 1 and number 2. So let's go down. Pat, your oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster, Patsy, you are quadding. And there's no more in that one. Quadding again, my lovely. Yes, I'm wearing my classic spiral earrings, yes. So let me just dry these up for you. So we have a darker quad here. You've got a chocolate, black cherry, sea green and Pepsi blue. And then moving on to your oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and a backwards runaway. You are twinning. And you're twinning with gorgeous lighter apple green twins here. So again, let me dry these up for you. Patsy, what do you think to all of these? Chocolates, black cherry, sea green and Pepsi blue, and then twinning larger pastel apple greens. I hope you're happy with these. Oh, if I run them through the board for you, your chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Black cherry's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. Sea green's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And your Pepsi blue's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Apple green number 1's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5, and apple green number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. Happy as always. Perfect. Patsy, my lovely, the invoice for your other items, that will get sent across tomorrow for you. And again, it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Thank you for the donations with your shells. And that's safe up there for you, my lovely. So I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And up next is Ross Watnell. Ross, are you here? And not a problem, Patsy. You're very, very welcome. So I'm looking for Ross Watnell, and I'm just going to see if everyone's here. So Jasmine Wilkinson, are you here? And Cindy Brown, are you here? So that's the order list for today. We are not taking any more orders for tonight. So if you would like to order, you'll be booking in for Sunday evening. Yeah, I was just double checking. Yeah, Sunday evening. So are any of those 3 people still here? Just to confirm. So Ross Watnell, Jasmine Wilkinson and Cindy Brown. Now if anybody can see any of those 3 people, please comment on their comment, because that will bring it forward so I can see. And if you guys, you are here and you're typing away and I can't see you, please type I'm invisible, because that will bring your comment forward so I can see you. Jasmine, you're here, and Cindy, you're here. Perfect. So just last call then for Ross, and if not, we'll move on. So Ross Watnell, are you here? If not, Jasmine, you're up next. Just give me a second. Right, I haven't seen Ross, so if they come on, we can add them in again, but it will be to the end of the order list. So Jasmine, my lovely, should we do your lucky dip first? Let me mix them up for you. Jasmine, is there anything in particular you're hoping for? So I'm just mixing these up for you, my lovely. And then Jasmine, I'm going to pull out your 2 cage pendants. That's one. And then you get to pick which one you would like to keep. And then that's 2. Okay, so let me just get these open. I'm going to pop them on the cards. There's one. Your daughter loves the feather one. Okay. Now, I've got one here that might link to the feather one. Let's show you and then you can have a look. Now, this is not the one that links, but this is still a pretty cool one. This is the Pumpkin Smiles cage pendant. Now, overall, the back half is an open cage pendant, so you can see the pearl here. The front half has got this gorgeous pumpkin design. Now, it's quite hard to see here, but you can see the face of the pumpkin is cut out, and that is also where you see the pearl colour through. So especially if you have quite a nice dark pearl or even a brighter pearl, really shows through the face there. Okay, so the first one is the pumpkin cage pendant, and this one is kind of linked to the feather because he himself has feathers. So this is the owl cage pendant. I think possibly no, it's not I think it's just the owl cage pendant. I can't remember the exact name on the website, but again, this one holds 1 pearl and it sits in the belly of the owl here that you can see. It opens up beautifully to see that pearl. And he's got gorgeous detailing again with all his feathers and eyes and even his little feet, which are love hearts at the bottom there. What do you think, Jasmine? What would you like to do? Oh, already, can you have the owl? Of course you can. Let me take these off here, and the owl is yours. The pumpkin's going to go back in the bag. So with that one, it has 1 oyster opening. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Is he not Ollie the owl? No, I think Ollie's the owl with the hat. I think. Oh, Jasmine, my lovely, I'm afraid we don't have any mystery oysters at the moment. We've got we've got dark rainbow colours, light rainbow colours, normal natural ones, and we have our surprise bag. Now, in the surprise bag is a mix of all of the oysters. So the surprise bag, there's dark rainbow, light rainbow, normal, and 4 pearl oysters. Okay, so the surprise bag is the closest to the mystery bag, if you're happy to go for that one. If not, we've got the other ones there as well. What do you think? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells as well? So I don't know if I'm just waiting for the comments to come through. I know I don't I can't even speak now. I don't want to rush anybody, which is why I've gone quiet. Just waiting for the comments to come through. If you choose surprise on this and also on your opening, then I choose out of what pearl I would like on your fitting. If so, both openings to be surprised. Yes, that's right. The only thing is, so you do have 2 oyster openings altogether. With the lucky dip oyster, so the oyster that goes with your owl, you can't swap those pearl colours. With the other oyster, you can swap the pearl colours for your other item. Okay, so I'll grab 2 out, but then, yeah, the colours for the owl, you can't swap. The colours for your other item, you can. I hope that makes sense. So we'll do the first oyster is for the owl. So the first oyster's colours you can't swap, the second one you can. I hope that makes sense. So the first oyster out was this one here. Okay, so this is for your owl, my lovely. There's one side and the other side. And, oh, in here you are twinning. And you're twinning with icy blue pearls there, which is perfect. Donating the shells, thank you ever so much. So for your owl, you have got twinning icy blue pearls. I hope you're happy with those. And then moving on to your other oysters. So these pearls here that come out of this one, if you're not happy with them, we can swap them. Okay, so if we open this up, there's one side and the other side. Oh, and Jasmine, you are quadding. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you've got 4 pearls in the one oyster there, and there's no more in that one. So you are twinning and quadding, my lovely. And I'll need to know which one pearl you would like on your jewellery. And then you'd have actually all of these other pearls to swap in and around that cage pendant if you would like to. Your quadding colours are this gorgeous sea greeny blue, then a TARDIS blue, a chocolate, and a brick red. So twinning icy blues, then you've got a sea greeny blue, TARDIS blue, chocolate, and a brick red. I'm going to run them through the board, but Jasmine, what do you think to these? Icy blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Icy blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Sea greeny blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Your chocolate's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And your red is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. What do you think, my lovely? I'm going to pop the blues with your owl. So with your remaining ones, which one would you like on your jewellery? All the other pearls, of course, they are yours. It's just which one you'd like on there. No, with the 2 icy blues, I can't swap those at all, I'm afraid, as it's just the rules with the lucky dips, that's all. Because the lucky dips are obviously at a reduced price with the cages and everything. It's just one of the rules that we don't allow pearl swaps with that. So I can't do that for one person if I haven't for anybody else, if that makes sense. Although if it is the blue that you'd like on your jewellery, you can swap one of these for an icy blue, and we can do it that way if that's what you was thinking. Oh gosh, look where I've been, can you see where I've been leaning on this tray like that? Dearie me. Okay, so keep the red and swap the other 3 for pastel-y. Let me just take those away. Pastel-y pink. Pastel-y purple and pastel green. With the purple, I'm not going to be able to get a pastel purple just because that's our lilac purple and there is a weight on that. If you don't mind waiting, I can do that for you. If not, I'll show you the closest purple we have. Closest lightest shade we have is probably going to be the purples which I showed earlier, which is going to be one of these. Now if that's too dark, is there any, if you don't want to wait, is there a different colour that you would like to go for? Or if you don't mind waiting, that's absolutely fine. Of course I can, Jasmine. What do you think to that purple there? If not purple, I would possibly say go for gold, because I think the gold will go quite nice with your green and pink that you've got here. Let me show you. So that's the gold. Like I said, I think the gold goes nicely with the green and pink if you're not happy with that purple. I have this kind of pink. No, it's not pastel. I don't have anything lighter unless it's actually pink, if that makes sense. Just because with the purples, they're so popular. So I just don't have anything available now. Like I said, I do have waiting lists for them. So let me put that purple back. Oh, I've got like a denim blue, which is almost purpley in tones itself. So that's a denim blue, which you can see is like a bluey purple. Would that be it? If not, we'll go for a pastel yellow. No, be as fussy as you. It's your jewellery. You need to be fussy. So it's not a problem at all. Perfect with the yellow. Okay, so just to confirm, you don't want the red. What colour is this? You don't want the red on the fitting. You just want the pink, the yellow and the green. Is that right? And then you'd like me to invoice you for the 2 extra. And then you're going to have the red loose so you can have that with your cage. Is that all right? Perfect. I think that perfect was before I asked the questions. I'm just going to wait to see. That's what I've got down. So I've got down that you're going to have the green, the yellow and the pink on the fittings. And then your other ones are for the cage pendant. So the invoice for that will get sent across tomorrow for you. And it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Okay. Jasmine, thank you for the donations with your shells. And I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives there. Oh, reds go with the owl, then 3 out of the quads on fittings and also 1 of the blues on fittings. Oh, of course you can. And 1 blue. Perfect. I've got that down for you, my lovely. So that's safe up there. And yeah, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. I'm just going to swap my pack over with the microphone. Oh, I dropped it. Okay. Right, sorry about that. It's just the microphone was going to die any moment there, so I've just swapped the battery pack over. No, Jasmine, you're very, very welcome. Right, up next today is Cindy Brown. Cindy, are you here? Cindy, surprise, oyster and donate. Perfect. So you've got your lucky dip. So we're going to get the cage pendant first for you. Just mix them up here. And then number 2. And these haven't come out at all yet. So from any of the nights, these are 2 ones which haven't come out yet, Cindy, so you get to pick between these. So I'm just going to pop them on here for you, and then we'll hold them up so you can have a closer look. So the first one's quite different. Now this is the oval flower cage pendant here. So as you can see, it's an oval cage pendant. Now this one can hold up to 3 pearls if they're smaller pearls, or if they're larger pearls, 2 pearls. So they can fit to at least 2 pearls in there. It does have some enamel colouring with the red in the poppy flowers and the green on the leaves. And then you've got silver flowers coming up and through as well. Okay, so that's the oval flower cage. Lots of detail, very floral, and lots of glimpses of your pearls that are going to be showing through there. The next one is Wendy the bat. So you can see this is a bat cage pendant, and your pearl, it holds 1 pearl and it sits in the head of the bat. The pearl colour will be showing through the eyes and the mouth. Again, you've got lots of detail and cutouts of this one, which gives it, so for example, you'll be able to see my gloves through the wings and belly there, which is quite a nice effect. So that's the bat cage pendant. Cindy, which one would you like, the oval flower or the bat? Can you have the flower? Of course you can. So let me just take these off here for you. And then I'm going to pop Wendy the bat back. And the flower is yours. Now you did say you'd like a surprise oyster and to donate your shells. With this one, Cindy, would there be a certain colour that you're hoping for? Let me get him open. And let's go down. So your surprise oyster there's one side. Oh, and the other side. And Cindy, you are also quadding. It's been definitely a quadding night tonight from that surprise bag. And there's no more in that one. So again, you're going to be able to fit at least 2 of these in that cage pendant at a time. So these are lovely colours and they all go really nicely together that you're going to be able to swap and change. You've got an apple green, a 2-tonal icy blue, a blush pink and a gold. Have a look at these. What do you think, Cindy? So apple green, icy blue, blush pink and a gold. If I run these ones through the board, your apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Your icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Blush pink's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. I hope you're happy with those, my lovely. What do you think? I'm just popping those on there for you. I'm just waiting for the comments to come through. They are. I definitely agree with you there, Echo. Especially for quads. Quad colours are always lovely. Always. Love them, Cindy. Perfect. Well, thank you for the donations with your shells, my lovely. That's safe up there. And again, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Now, that is the end of the order list for today. Thank you all for watching and for joining us. It's bank holiday weekend, so I hope everyone has a brilliant weekend. And we're back again on Sunday evening from the earlier time of around 7:30 p.m. Again, have a brilliant weekend, guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.